Saturdays on the road. 30 days on the road. Oh, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Hey. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah. All right, all right, all right.
Well, I made it to the Loves here at that's the Galloway exit. And when I usually come here, gas ain't really that cheap. It's $3.89. I got $3.89. I got $3.50 in Indianapolis. Believe it or not, before I left town there, I've been riding on that, and I'm just going to get enough. Probably get the Texarkana. I'll probably get a better price over there. So. But next move is to get over to LA Fitness. I think it's LA Fitness still. They might have changed it to Eastport now. I don't know. But I know where it's at. Well, as I alluded to earlier, or stated earlier, I usually take this 440, which is the split here, and it comes off and it'll bypass Little Rock. But I'm going into, this is actually North Little Rock area that we're going to go through. And there's that's where I'm going. I'm going to continue on 40. I'm not going to take 440. So that's where I can find, not too far up here. So I can even double back to 440 if I want. But it's actually quicker just to stay on 40. 40 goes through. As long as it isn't the middle of rush hour. And we're at a little afternoon right now, so I think we're going to be okay. So I think it's about 2 exits up. I'll find it. Okay. It is an Eastport. I'm not sure when they changed that over, but for a long time I didn't think there were any LA Fitnesses in Little Rock, so I never really stopped in Little Rock for that purpose. So I'm going to try to park over here. I'll park right out in front, next to the handicap parking. Anyway, here we are. Woo. Well, that drive could have been worse, but it was pretty fucked up. Set back about 40 minutes and stuff. The shower's gonna be good. I think that's all I'm probably gonna do. I don't think a sauna will do me any good. I'll be in the heat anyway all day. It's about mid-90s here, I guess. It's about a little afternoon, but I would guess about 95. Oh well, my thermometer here on the car says 102, which it's always high, so we're somewhere in the mid-90s. And yeah. Yeah, another thing I do in this is change my shoes. This is what I kind of wear, so I got sleep at night with my. So I just flip these things on, these flip-flops deals, whatever you want to call them. They're boat shoes. That's what I remember. Somebody told me they're boat shoes. That's what they call them. I've had these for like about 25 years probably. I just kind of use them for quick in and outs and that, and on the road here. So anyway, this is what it looks like in here now. Not too disheveled. Some dirty clothes go in the corner there. So, and anyway, I'm heading in. Just came out from Eastport. I said Eastport used to be an LA Fitness. They changed it over. But yeah, I made a comment to the lady at the desk. I remember from a couple of last times. It's the cleanest LA Fitness I've ever been in. Actually, to be honest, yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's well maintained. Everything seems to be. And the radio wasn't playing, but they said the radio was broke. I was kind of hoping that they made that choice. Maybe I'd move to North Little Rock if that was the case. So I don't have to listen to that noisy shit that they play. And but yeah, I'm back on the road here. Actually, I'm in this little. This thing's on a little hill overlooking a strip mall. I'm getting out of here now. Some guys behind me, and there's actually a nice little Greek restaurant. I'm not going there, but I've been there before in that little strip mall. Called Tatsikis, like the sauce. Probably the most interesting thing about this area. They got a very clean LA Fitness, and they got a good Greek restaurant. It's a good start. Yeah, I'm coming down this hill here. I got this in my face mode, so you're not seeing anything here. Yeah, it's kind of hilly around here. Little Rock's kind of has hills around it. Not as bad as some cities, but oh, that's my belt. I sometimes wear it, I sometimes don't. But anyway, okay, I'm going to get back on 40 and head towards Texarkana. I'll probably need to eat something when I hit there. Oh, bumps. There's a Dillard's here. So it's a typical suburban kind of mall here. And of course, there's Wendy's, and of course, there's Taco Bell, Longhorn Steakhouse. I think I'm in the right lane here, correct lane. And anyway, okay. Well, I'm off of 40 onto 30, kind of 30 and 40 kind of meet right outside of Little Rock. And 30 is what I'll take into Texarkana. So we're out 30 east, 30 west, sorry, 30 west. And should be, it's another 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to get to Texarkana from here. So exit here, Alcoa Road. Alcoa, which I think makes tinfoil. So they make all the tinfoil hats and all that stuff over there. They have some interesting name for roads as I'm coming through here that I remember. They have Scott Hamilton Drive, a skater from I think the 1970s, the Olympic skater, native to Little Rock. And there's this stretch here of I-30, which is pretty much suburban sprawl kind of thing, all kinds of business, and I would get gas around there, but sometimes you get off. Here's an interesting, I always thought this was interesting, Congo Road. I'm not sure where they got that from. Yeah, so sometimes it's hard getting back on. They don't have exits and entrances at the same spot. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I ventured in a couple times and had a tough time getting back on. I like to just kind of get off and get on type thing. Or if you're just beeline into a place. So actually, after Congo Road's an indicator of it's going to start turning into wooded area, a little bit more. Hot Springs is a few miles in. Once we get past this area. And we're exiting the sprawl of Little Rock. This is like the suburban sprawl. All this construction here, it's been here for at least 2 years. That started all the way back. About a mile back. I don't know what the hell they're doing here. But, makes for lovely traffic. I'm trying to figure out which lane's going to move here. It's going to be the lane I'm not in, of course. The lane I usually would be in. So, just kind of show you that after hopefully this construction, it's usually will let up, or there's a rest area coming up that lets up around there. See 70 west to Hot Springs here. Everybody wants to slow down. Check your speed. We ain't going down anywhere here. So. Yeah, this is like 1:30 in the afternoon. Outside of the city. Hopefully some will loosen up. There's so many trucks on here that they're trying to pass each other, and it just clogs everything up. And at night there's still a lot of trucks, but there isn't as much other traffic. And yeah, not near as many trucks, but there's still a lot. I can navigate better at night. There we go, end the road work, for now at least. And the highway split zone. We're in the woods. Texarkana 112. Yeah, so hour and a half still to get to that. And I usually stop a little before Texarkana and get gas, so we'll see. And we'll reevaluate everything as to how to proceed. We got by that rash of trucks. There's like 30 of them that we passed, so and we're off to the races a little bit here. So we're heading I-30 west, about, I would say, 20 miles outside of Little Rock. Malvern is a town that's coming up. Arkadelphia is along the way. And then it's, Hope. Is, when we see Hope, that's when it starts to get down into the plain. We'll be in like hilly areas here. But it's put all pretty straight driving, so it's a nice drive, easy drive through here. We're right around the Hot Springs area here. Lake Catherine State Park 2. I've been in Hot Springs and stopped there quite a few years ago. Yeah, late 90s, 25 years, wow, since I've been there. I remember stopping there with Clay Farmer. He flew up to Chicago, hung out for a few days, and then we drove back down. Howard drove, stopped in Memphis, and then stopped in Hot Springs for a day, and went back to Houston. That was before I moved to Houston, actually, in fact. So he came up when I was still living in Chicago, and then I drove back after, I forgot what time of year it was, but probably 98, I'm thinking, somewhere in that. So, reminiscing a little bit as I pass certain areas. Got some ideas ahead of me here. There's one, might do a stop in Linden. I got a surprise over there. Friends of mine live in Linden, and I've taken pictures of their business. They have a business there. I'll fill you in as we go. We've got another rash of trucks we ran into, but at least they're moving okay. This guy's moving, but all right, this guy wants to turn or what now?
What's this guy gonna do? Decisions. I don't know if I should try to get around him or not. That's the ultimate thing. That right lane, you don't know what's going on. You're blinded. There's a slow poke pickup. That's unusual. Behind him. So actually, see, it's a pretty drive as long as you can enjoy it. It's only, obviously that's the good thing about traveling during the day. You kind of see what's around you a little bit peripherally. Is that a word? Yes, I think it is. Peripherally. Peripherally. That. A tongue twister. Yeah. So, yeah, just past the Hot Springs area. Right around Melbourne. They got some nice rest areas here. I don't know if I'm going to bother stopping them. But I'm trying to get around this guy. Maybe. There's some other slow pokes. They're in the right lane. At least they're not in the fast lane. Slow pokes stay. Then they forces the trucks to come in this lane. That's the story of life. You think you got it all figured out. A truck gets in front of you, tries to pass a slowpoke. See what he does now. More slowpokes. People towing vehicles and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. Well, at least this guy's doing 70, close to it. Yeah, this rest area exits on the left over here as you come through. Well, this is not exciting enough to keep the filming, but hopefully when we get to Texarkana, we'll figure things out. Okay, some open road again. Hopefully I just got done messing with more trucks passing each other. And road's good here. I remember a couple times it was really nasty when he did the construction here to redo it. I remember that when I first went down to Texas in '95, they were doing heavy duty construction here, and then about 10 years later. More of it, but so it's pretty smooth. Hopefully we can continue to roll and rolling. You got to roll. Steam rolling. Well, westbound. No, we're westbound. Eastbound. That's the other side. This has been about half a mile already. So they're backing up to some bullshit. I didn't even see what might have been causing that. Maybe just construction. Maybe down to one lane. But look at that mess. Wow. Crazy. Well, hopefully no more of that on this side. Only little stuff like this. Once it pass, it's going to take them 5 minutes to pass another truck. I actually understand the physics of being careful with the air currents in between trucks when you have the two trailers. It definitely can knock you off course if you try to take that too fast. I guess it would depend on how much load you're carrying and what the weight is and all that. Wow, look at this, how far this is backed up. Man. I thought I was in bad shape. We were in bad shape back there. I'll leave this on until we hit where it starts to back up. Poor guys over there. Yeah, here it is. Well. Yep. Okay, here's our stop again. Oh man, hopefully this isn't as bad. Okay, well, we're going to be inching here for a bit. Let's see what's going on. That's my belt. I took my belt off. My phone fell when I had to slam on the brakes. Oh, shoot. Ding dong. I don't know if this is just tightening traffic here or if we are trying to move again. Don't know. What the hell is going on in Arkansas today? I'm trying to put my belt on while I got this on. I'll have to shut it off. Okay, not much going on. Little movement here and there. It's just, this is another one of those like watching paint dry kind of things. You know, kind of figure out what's going on here. At least you got, when you watch your clothes dry, you can kind of estimate as to when they might become dry. Here, you don't know when the hell you're going to move. All right. We'll stay with this one for a little bit and see if, well, some right lane looks like it's moving a little bit, and we're just kind of crawling. All right. Maybe one lane shut. I don't know. I actually tried to Google, Arkansas, accidents or incidents on I-30. And it wasn't really coming up. It had something where you had to download an app to look at one of these sites or whatever. So I just said, screw it. We got to go this way anyway. So anytime I'm making up gets lost here again. Let's see. Okay, it's crawling. We are crawling. At least we're not stopped yet. Yet. Well, I haven't been listening to a whole lot of music on the road here, but I do. Oh, there is. Oh, shit in the road. I don't know what everybody's going around it. I don't know what it is. Yeah, so everybody's getting around it. There's a few gapers and stuff. Okay, all right. Some guy, tire blew out. His tire remnants were kind of on the road, and everybody's going around them. And I went around them too. So, but yeah, I was thinking about that. I says that I do sometimes listen to CDs. I have a CD player right over here. And the radio and all that, but obviously I don't have XM or anything, so the radio is kind of useless at this point. But I do have CDs. I have typical CDs that I always take with me. I've got some of my favorite albums on CD. One is Blue Sky Mining by Midnight Oil. I think that's great travel music. I like having that one with me. Also, lately been taking Steppenwolf's greatest hits album with me. Probably my favorite is Mary Chapin Carpenter. Come on album. That's one of my favorite albums of all time. And it's got some cool shit on it. And what else have I been taking with me on the road? I've been taking Van Morrison. Couple. The one that I always took was the one with the Burning Ground. What's the name of that album? The Healing Game, I believe it's called. The Healing Game. That's from the 90s. What's another one of my favorites on the road? Thinking about it. Oh, I just listened to a little while back. I listened to the Pretenders' greatest hits. I think they called it the singles. That album. That was on every jukebox back in the day. That was we always played some stuff off of that. There's some great tunes on the album. Country-wise, I've been having this Diamonds and is it called Diamonds and Dust by Rodney Crowell. And I used to always listen to Waylon's. A buddy of mine gave me, way back in the day, a Waylon Jennings. It's like the best of Waylon Jennings from the MCA albums, which is a unique kind of album that had some stuff that's weren't really hits, but were really good songs. Bird in Paradise is one of my favorites off of that. And lately I've been listening to some folk music, some Peter, Paul, and Mary. I picked up a greatest hits, I think, from Rolling Stones record. I think it was there, I believe. And so that's just some of what I listen to. There's different things I try to rotate in. Some local stuff, like Ken Gaines. I remember he recently gave me another copy of his Real Men album. I've been listening to that some, and some other local folks. All right, I'm going to roll here. Flying J just before you hit Texarkana. Yeah, my phone got stuck in a certain mode. I was going to take another video when I flattened out from the hills, but no biggie. We've got grackles. I believe that's what they are. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to rest a little bit here. And I got some gas. It's $3.79. It's not bad. But I think I'll just get a bunch of gas here. And, yeah. I think make a couple phone calls and that. Taking a bath over here, I suppose. Yeah. It's a hot one. We're probably looking at 100, I guess. We're about 100 degrees here in Texarkana. 100 degrees in Texarkana. No rain in sight. I'd probably say the same thing throughout Texas. I remember first time I went to, I drove down in 1995. I came down my first stop was to go visit my buddy Joey Pogue, who had lived in Chicago for a while, but he lived in Texas. He's originally from Missouri, I believe. But anyway, long story short is my first visit was to get to him and stay with him. And I got to Texarkana, and I said, oh man, I'm in Texas. Oh, man, it can't be too long before I hit Seguin. He was in Seguin, which is just east of San Antonio. So I had to drive through Dallas and down 35 and all that. And it was kind of like, I burned out already. Man, all right, I'm in Texas. I made it. And I just had to realize that. And then when I figured out later,
From Chicago to Houston, Texarkana is 1/3 of the way. And then I figured Carbondale, around that area, is about southern Illinois, is 2/3 of the way. So driving through Texas and driving through Illinois are the 2/3, or each 2/3. And Memphis is halfway. That's why when I broke down in Memphis, so baby, I'm almost halfway home. I'm only halfway home. But anyway, so we got a clean bird here, and I was just kind of resting a little bit, but I did call my buddy over in. Damn, I'm thinking all these towns, and I'm mentioning all these things. So, but I'll surprise you when we get there. But my buddy Lucky Boyd, and we're gonna go visit with him for lunch, maybe. There's this 49. It says go to Houston that way. I took it one time. I didn't like it. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it made any difference. I normally just take this right to 59 south. Now, Texarkana, for those that don't know, it's kind of like Kansas City, where there's a Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. We have a Texarkana in Arkansas and a Texarkana in Texas, like it says. I'm not sure how close both the cities are, since they are both they're individually in states, so that makes a difference. So, but we'll cross the state line any minute now, and then 59 pops up, and then I just take that straight south. And that's the way we came up. So we're coming back the same way, obviously. Linden is the town we're going to stop in to see Lucky. So we're heading in here. Hopefully there won't be much traffic, or maybe that 49 helped avoid some traffic, but it seemed like it took me out of the way. I don't know. I'm so used to this. As long as I've never hit really any major traffic in Texarkana. It's about 3:30 now. Well, I'm not anticipating any, hopefully. Yeah, it's about as heavy as it's going to get, I think, unless there's some major construction up ahead, which is a pretty good possibility. But I'll get back with you when I hit 59. Okay, on 59 south, off of 30. Got to get behind these guys. It's going to be a couple turns here. I'm going to have to stay on 59. But, yeah, Linden's probably about, maybe 20 minutes to a half hour. So, depending on, traffic and that. Rarely come through here during the day, but when I do, I try to stop and see Lucky. And we're going to pass through Atlanta, Texas. Here you see the sign, Atlanta. But right before you hit Atlanta, you hit Queen City. And I got my song, The Queen City Boogie, that I haven't been really playing out much because I'm still kind of working on the basic arrangement for it. The lyrics are pretty well written. I might get a twist here and there. I might want to add or subtract, but and overall the music, but just got to kind of arrange it right. Start doing that thing. 291 miles to Houston, 21 to Atlanta. So yeah, I'll pass. Once I pass Atlanta, Linden will be the next town. Good view of East Texas Highway here. Lots of pines.
coming up real soon on Linden, Texas. I thought it was sooner than it was, but I think we probably got another mile or two. Always got interesting side road stuff here. Lots of kind of junk stores or unusual item stores. Okay, approaching. This is kind of like the spur or whatever to come in here. 125. I'm gonna watch my speed here. Coming down to the square. This leads right to the center of it. Most of the businesses are kind of right across from the square within a block of it, kind of a thing. That's pretty much small town Texas kind of style. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna find this place pretty quick. Here we go. It's an old school courthouse kind of thing. And there's some of the pizza and let's see. I'll have to turn this off here. I think I'm gonna.
Uncle Juan's. Uncle Juan's. Uncle Juan's. Uncle Juan's. That's the name of this joint. This is Uncle Juan's. Hope you don't mind me taking some video. This is, yeah. Okay. This, I know this guy over here, so he's. My buddy Lucky. I'm taking a bunch of video on this trip because I never really do. So maybe we'll get it. We'll get an interview about the Texas music town, the scenes, the office, and stuff. We'll see. Yeah, you've been telling me that Linden, the town of Linden, has a past of being the music city, Texas music city. What would happen with that? How did that become?
Well, Linden has the moniker of being Music City, Texas, and so here there is a theater called Music City, Texas Theater. And of course, it's a very musical history town. From this town and this general area, T-Bone Walker, Scott Joplin, Big Mama Thornton, and of course Don Henley of Eagles fame grew up here in Linden. And so Richard Bowden, who was Don's best friend growing up, was also part of the comedy team of Pinkert and Bowden, and he still lives here. And so he has a lot of connections in the music business. So at the theater, they get a lot of pretty good name stars come and play. And then Richard's part of a bluegrass band called Hickory Hill that John Early leads. And Milo Deering plays with them. And so they play here quite a bit. The pandemic has kind of shut a bunch of it down, but it's been coming back. Mm-hmm. So there have been a few other little places that have tried doing some small venue stuff. I produced a gospel show back in June that got some local gospel artists together out at that theater, and it did real well. So there's always a lot of musical things going on here. Not as much as it used to be, but I think it'll kick back up again. One of the interesting things about Linden is it sits right between Austin, Branson, and Nashville. So all of those places, you have to come through Linden to get from any one of them to any of the others.
Wow. So it really is the center of the music universe.
So it's sort of equidistant from all of those places.
Yeah, you can look at it that way. It's a small town, though. What's the population of this town?
About 1,800.
About 1,800. Yeah, think about that. I mean, that's like, so people come to shows from all over the, you've got Marshall, obviously, is the bigger city, right? The closest big city.
Yeah, it's the closest one with any hotels of any kind.
Right.
And there's Jefferson, which is 18 miles away. which is
Jefferson.
one of the most haunted cities in America.
Most what? Haunted?
Haunted. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so there's a little ghost walking tour, and there's
All right.
some hotels that are pretty haunted.
Yeah, between Jefferson and Galveston, we got plenty of haunting going on in Texas.
Yeah. And same in Louisiana with some of the Civil War battlegrounds that happened in Louisiana.
Cool.
And then you've got Atlanta, Texas.
Atlanta, well, I just passed through that.
About 12 miles north.
Yeah, I was kind of narrating.
About 5,000 people in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it's got the only Walmart around. So
I was just talking about Queen City. I always love that name, Queen City, man. And it's a small town, but they call it a city.
And I really can't tell you where it got its name.
Yeah,
but,
well, that's what I was wondering. That's what I was narrating about.
I have no idea, but if you keep going up the road a little bit, you'll get to Old Boston, Boston, and New Boston.
Okay.
So they're all right there together.
All right.
Interesting thing, you came through Texarkana to get here.
Mm-hmm.
So music people will love this. There's an old song that says, way down in Louisiana, about a mile from Texarkana.
Yeah.
Right? Well, there is no place in Louisiana that is a mile from Texarkana. Texarkana sits on the border of Texas and Arkansas.
Right.
And actually, the border runs north and south through the city of Texarkana, and actually goes right through the courthouse.
Now, is Texarkana one city or is it two cities? I was anticipating it would be two separate cities.
Well, it's actually one city, but it sits in two states.
Okay, yeah, that gets confusing.
There's Texarkana, Texas, and then there's Texarkana, Arkansas.
Right.
One of them is in Bowie County, Texas.
One mayor?
Nope, they have separate mayors.
Two mayors. Okay, so it is kind of separate cities, but they
have some reciprocal laws that are kind of neat.
Okay.
In that Arkansas has an income tax, but if you work in Texarkana, on the Texas side, even though you live on the Arkansas side, you don't pay the income tax on what you make on the Texas side.
Interesting.
So they have some reciprocal sort of things that go on.
Cool.
Arkansas is wet and Texas is dry in Texarkana.
Okay.
So you can drive down State Line Boulevard and all the churches are on one side, all the liquor stores are on the other.
Okay.
Yeah, they say that's not really true. But all the liquor stores are on Arkansas side.
Yeah, there's a story in every town in East Texas, I'm sure, as we go down.
You can stand in the courthouse and jump back and forth between Texas and Arkansas inside the courthouse because the line goes right through the courthouse.
Well, I've been talking to Lucky Boyd, former director of My Texas Music, and we had a long run of supporting local and Texas music, and we always thank you for all your help. And
good. We were always album oriented.
Yeah.
And when people stopped doing albums, sort of killed our business model. But they're sort of coming back now, especially vinyl.
Yeah,
seeing a lot of vinyl now.
Well, you might jump back into that business, you think, or what?
No.
Okay, you leave it to the kids.
That's
okay,
right.
That's right. Anyway, nice talking to you, Lucky. Yeah, we'll see each other down the road.
All right, Mark. Take care, bud.
All right, I forgot to take a movie of my meal here, but this is what I got: enchiladas, half eaten. Everything's good. You can always tell a good Mexican restaurant by the quality of its refried beans, frijoles. These are pretty good. I like them. Well, it was great visiting with Lucky Boyd. He's a classic dude. Done a lot for music scene in Texas. And anyway, just notice, this is kind of a cool little deal here. I'm going to walk across the street so we can see it. This is part of the motif. I'm going to get a little closer. There's a courthouse. There's a Groovy Armadillo, which is a store that's owned by Lucky and his wife Janelle.
They actually are going to be selling the store. So if anybody's interested, it's a great, like, what would you call it? All kinds of stuff kind of store. Some unique vintage stuff, some collectibles, some really cool collectibles and all that. That's at the Groovy Armadillo over here. They're currently not open, but they're going to be. So it's all intact. And then here's the Music City, Texas welcome. Let me see if I can get this all in here. He said that the lady that owns this business. There we go. Yeah, there's like a B&B upstairs, bread and breakfast kind of thing, and that owns the building. Attaway Park. Let me see if I can. I don't want to step on. There's some stuff they're doing here. Something. I'm gonna get around it. Attaway Park, they're calling it. I don't know if you can read that in the video. Let me kind of stabilize that. The role of art is to make us think, and every town has its good art. But on the whole, it's in private collections. So every chance one has to create art that is public, that the public can see, we should take advantage of it. I consider art magic. It makes one stop and think. Brad Attaway, 2013. So I guess he did that. He did this mural and locations of the Linden murals. Music City, 2001. Wildflower, 2003. You can see that. Anyway, as I leave Linden on a short little lunch, and across the way is City Hall. An unassuming little City Hall. Lots of businesses that are either boarded up or very understated, if they are still open on the other side there. But anyway, heading on the road. Go back up Spur 125 here. I remember right at the junction here where it turns over, I saw this little flea market kind of store out of somebody's garage. But I don't know, maybe I took a wrong turn. Maybe it's somewhere else here. I don't know. Here it is. This is interesting. Yeah, definitely a nice side. I always want to stop at those places. I've stopped a couple times at various places like that, but I always want to. If I had a more leisurely life, maybe I would. Maybe when I finally retire, when I'm 90 years old. That'll be my goal, to retire when I'm 90. Okay, we're back. This is 59, so we're going to get back on this. Jefferson, Texas. Actually, we just drove through the stretcher. Last time I drove through it, it was like the moon. It was construction and real bad roads, but they fixed it. Pretty smooth coming through here. This looks like everywhere American. It's got Exxon, a Shell, and a Valero, and an empty lot. That probably used to be another gas station or something. I don't know, whatever. It just says Motors. So maybe somebody had a used car lot. Sold them all. Sold them all. But yeah, this is not a big city or anything. This is take us 2 minutes to get through. Probably 3 lights, maybe, something like that, as we get through. And it's rush hour. It's 5:30 Central Time. Okay, we're in Marshall. This is kind of like what you would call the corporate. You got the Lowe's, you got the Dairy Queen, but there are some small business along the road here still. Keith Air Conditioning, some local places, but a lot of
pretty much small town America used to have, just reminiscing. All small business, the corporate world really didn't enter into the scene, you might say, into the economies. Local people owned local businesses, kept all the profits, spent them locally, reinvested in their local businesses. Now the corporations, they take all the money out of these communities, and some do better than others. Some are dying. Chicken Express, I don't know if that's a local or if that's all over the place, but of course you got your Big Lots, you got your Starbucks, you got your Wingstop. That donut shop looks pretty local. Of course, donuts, really health food. Okay. But anyway, so this is a stretch of 59 here. So you can see it's a significant city here. If you're paying attention or haven't fallen asleep yet on this movie. Pawn shop, always a good place to hang. Great American Pawn. I don't know if that's a chain of pawns or not. Cherokee Pawn across the street. And anyway, I'll just take this all the way to I-20 to where kind of the city kind of dumps into the I-20. The city dumps in. This road will eventually cross over I-20. You got your Sonic there. Got your Gecko pest control. The Texas Inn Motel. Tequila Jose or Jose Tequila. I don't know which one. Golden Chick. The Golden Chick. It's a chicken joint. Okay, we got a cop here, so. I'm hiding behind my steering wheel. But anyway, he's busy with better things than me. Or bigger things. Marshall High School to our right. I think I've been in this Applebee's. When I came here at night, it was the only thing that was open late. There was an Applebee's. And even the Waffle House. I've been at a Waffle House before. I like going to Waffle Houses for eggs. I've been missing eggs. I usually try to eat like 2 or 3 a day. And on the road, when I had the hard-boiled eggs, it was just hard to find a place to boil them. And if I was to do that, and anyway, it's just tough to keep everything fresh and cold in the heat. So anyway, coming pretty close to I-20. But yeah, it's pretty. Porky's, I wonder what the hell that is. Gotta be a restaurant. And yeah, still a couple lights here. So yeah, this is a significant stretch here. I once got a red light camera ticket from Marshall. Back in a few lights back, they have red light cameras. We're through Marshall. We're going to go through Nacogdoches, Lufkin, and all the way down 59. And when we hit the city, I'll check in again, and hopefully we'll still have enough to do. And then when I get to tomorrow, I'll put in another card and that, so we'll get more. And to try to take some of the gig tomorrow and kind of end everything there, kind of have a big party, return party. Okay? So I'm going to keep driving and talk to you when I get to Houston. Just a quick update, yeah, just south of Lufkin now. and a little bit out of 30 miles maybe from Livingston, 30, 40 miles from Livingston. I don't know exactly. But went to a place called On the Road, is like a gas station, and they had one on each side. They have one on each side of the road. And I don't know, I was in there before. I think I might have got gas, but I just had to stop, take a piss, did that. And usually when I do that, I at least buy something, maybe chips, a Slim Jim, a candy bar or something. But they look around, there's no prices on anything. And, and that's about the third or fourth time I've been in a place where there's like no prices on anything. So I asked the guy, I said, no prices, what's going on? He said, well, we bring it here, we'll run it and stuff. I said, I'm going to bring 5 or 6 different items I'm choosing from and have you run them or whatever. So it's ridiculous. So if you ever see that, you might want to think twice about patronizing that place. But that's your choice. If you want to just kind of like, hey man, whatever, man, I'll pay whatever price you want me to pay. So that's what they're hoping. People just bring it up and they'll pay whatever they pay. So shop around. That's my political statement, my social consciousness statement. Make sure you shop around. Be a well-informed consumer. And that's about it. Well, it's dusk now in East Texas. I popped in, I was mentioning earlier that Van Morrison album, I haven't listened to it yet on this trip. It's, The Healing Game is the name of the album. I just popped it in, and it's good riding into the evening with this stuff. But not too far from home. Going to be good to get home, but still got a ways to go.
Everything the same. It'll never change. I'm back on the corner. Get a little healing game. Down those ancient streets. Down those ancient roads. Where nobody knows. Where nobody goes. I'm back on the corner again. Where I've always been. Never been away from the healing game.
In Houston, just inside the Beltway 8, or the tollway as it extends out around the city. Looking at the loop coming. I'm going to take the loop over. So we're coming in on 59 all the way into town. and I'll be taking the loop over to 290 outbound, where I will get off to get home. All right, 290 outbound. I'm the second exit going to 43rd Street. And I'm going to stop, probably try to get a soda at the Valero's right there near me. Yeah, almost there. All right. I don't know if you see here. I just got home. There's my tree. You can't see in the dark. Somebody parked there. And the house is kind of dark, and there's my car. But anyway, I'm going to go in the house where I start bringing some stuff in, and we'll relax for a while and see you all tomorrow. All right, it is Thursday, July 28th, and we're heading down Ella Street. I just got done picking up my friend Kristen. There she is. And I often pick her up for gigs beforehand. So, well, we're heading to the Rehab bar on the Bayou, and this will be my homecoming party, I guess. And I heard there's a birthday party is going on, so it's really not going to be about me return. It's just going to be a gig. But it'll be the first Thursday, last Thursday of each month that we're hoping to continue. I got the regular guys from my band out, so we'll take a couple videos of that, maybe say hi to a few folks, and that will be the end of my movie. All right, just finished up here at the Rehab. We got Wayne here, Wayne Wilkerson, the incomparable Wayne Wilkerson was on guitar tonight, and Greg Partika behind the drums. It was wonderful, man. Always a pleasure playing with you guys. And Eric was playing bass. There's Eric's bass. Anyway, we need to pack all this up. So this is going to finish us up for this version. At least you'll have to wait for the sequel. There's Eric. Eric, wave to the camera, man. There he is. Eric, the incomparable Eric Korb. You got it, buddy. We'll see y'all later. All right, little addendum to the end of the story, but we're actually in the backyard of the Bayou, by the Bayou, Rehab bar by the Bayou. And these are the people here that were partying with us tonight. They had a birthday party. It was a wonderful time. Everybody had a great time. And I'm sitting here with Kristen. Kristen is still rocking. She's still drinking them tall boys. She drinks those Lone Star tall boys, like most people in Texas do. And this kind of dark back here, but there's the bar. There's, and then in the back, they've got this whole area back there. It's a beautiful place. Sometimes we can play outside, sometimes not, but anyway, it's good to sit back and have a couple beers with some friends and kind of contemplate or reflect, I would say. Reflect on the last month. And good night, everybody. Addendum 2 here on the finale. We wound up here at TA's Cargo Club. And it's like the sunken bar. The bar's way down here, and we're here, and we're sitting in short seats. We're not in the tall seats. So that's the interesting thing about this place. I've performed here before. It's just a funky little place. The strip mall even looked crazy. There we go. Okay. Well, we got the coach's corner here. Coach's corner. There we go. It's like we got the. Anyway, and of course, Kristen is here, like keeping everybody together and keeping everybody real. And so this place is like, and we had a friend of ours that just did karaoke, and of course we missed it because we don't do karaoke. But And we had the gig tonight, so. But I performed in this little corner there, and then they got a pool table, and they've got gambling machines, of course, and the Astros game rerun. The Astros had a big win tonight, so everybody's celebrating in town here. The Astros are going to the World Series, and so I mean, lots of good folks here. We always have a good time. And who knows if there'll be an addendum 3. If not, it's been a great trip. What a strange trip it's been. Later.
Saturdays on the road. 30 days on the road.